Hi everyone and welcome to Disc Golf Valley Tips and Tricks, and today we're going to start a brand new series here and do a run through of all of the courses as it is in 2025. It's a Jumpstart 2025 series. It's been a couple of years since we've done something like that, and so much has changed in the game. The interface has changed so much we thought we better maybe do that again for new users, help you get a good start into the game. And so in this video, we're just going to do kind of an orientation. You can see I'm at level 0. This is a brand new account here. Now, when you look over at how many coins I have, you might think, is it really a new account? I'm not really sure how I got those. Well, I have an idea, and that is when I purchased the starter kit, the gift box that came in that starter package had a bug in it, and oftentimes the game will give you some bonus coins if there's a bug. And so if you've experienced that, you got the new pack, the starter pack, and you tapped on the gift box and nothing happened and you had to reset your phone, you might end up with those amount of coins as well. And they come in handy, actually, as you start a brand new account, because you need some coins to buy some slots into your bag. So that has come in handy. But let's take a look at the interface a little bit. Not too much has happened in settings, but for new users, let's take a look at it anyway. The first page is you can choose the default tee shot. What this means is that each time you stand up to a tee, the game is going to either give you a forehand shot or a backhand shot, and you can choose whether you want it to always be forehand, always backhand, or let the game decide what it thinks would be the best approach. I usually leave it on recommended. Now, as far as units, you can decide to have the game show you how far to the basket in meters or feet. And since I live in Canada and most of the world is also on meters, I've chosen meters. And if you're left-handed, you might want to choose to have the lefty mode on. That might feel more natural to you. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to leave that off. And if you've been playing around with the game at all, you probably have noticed that before you play each hole, you have kind of a little flyover of the hole to give you an idea of what's around corners on some holes. But you'll get tired of waiting around for that or hitting the button to stop it. So after a while, you'll probably want to turn that to on so you don't have to deal with the drone flyover of each hole before you play. All right, graphics and sound, let's take a look at that. After a while, you'll probably get tired of the music. And so you'll probably want to shut that off. And you can choose how loud your birds are going to be, the ambience, the user interface, sound effects, that type of thing, master volume. You can set all of those settings very nicely. The graphics quality over on the left panel. If you have a recent device, fairly decent device, like maybe a new iPhone or something like that. Even the iPhone 14, 15, it should be able to go on the high graphics quality. And I like to have it set at a frame rate of 60. That gives you the smoothest playback. Now, if on these settings you find that your device is kind of stuttering here and there, you might want to dial these back a little bit. But those are the best settings. And let's see what else we have here. Your account. You can change your name if you like. And I've already done it once, so it's asking for 4,000 coins to do it again. You can copy your player ID if you want to keep that a record. Delete your account, which you probably don't want to do, especially if you've made some purchases. And so there's your account settings. All right, that's the settings. The next thing that you probably want to check out is your bag. And we've already made some changes to our bag, so mine will probably look quite a bit different than yours. I've already made some purchases. If you haven't yet, you probably only have a couple of discs there, or if you've played Sunshine, you've probably picked up a couple discs there, so you might have 4 discs. We've got some extra ones. We'll show you how to get those to give you a good jump start on the game. But in order to add discs, we see, for example, that most of these are already in my bag. But if we wanted to add this bullseye, we just tap on it. It says my bag is full. I'd have to buy another slot, which we could do right now because we have all those coins, right? So let's just buy another slot here. Tap on this. It's going to say you need 1,000 coins to get this extra slot. So we'll say yes. And now we have an open slot. So let's try this again. The bullseye, add to the bag. And now we have the bullseye disc in the bag. And anytime you want to check out a disc, you might have noticed that you can do a test drive. Gives you a nice fair way to see how a disc will fly, how it turns, and gives you a good idea of what any disc might do, even sometimes before you purchase it. Now, speaking of purchasing, people say, but I just want to play for free. Why can't I just play for free? Well, Disc Golf Valley does let you play for free if you want to, and slowly build up your disc bag over time as you master some courses. You receive rewards of discs, you receive rewards of coins, and with coins you can buy discs. However, if you want to get a good experience, if you're just starting out on this game and you want to not wait 2 or 3 months before you have some quality discs and be able to advance in the game, get new courses unlocked to play, well, I recommend purchasing some discs, and there's several ways that you can do that with some real coins. Let's hit the Pro Shop button down in the left corner. And here's one way that you can acquire discs, and that is by laying out some real cash. Now, there are other options that you can take a look at here too. The first one you see here is to play a multiplayer tournament that spans over the course of about 6 weeks to 9 weeks. And I would recommend waiting until you get a little bit more experience. It's a lot of fun. Once you know how to play the game and have learned some of the courses and that type of thing, is to do a multiplayer tournament. And you can join that for around $10 every time it comes around. The next one is a club that you can join. The caution that I would say about this one is once you sign up, it's a subscription, and it's going to hit you for the $8 every month. One thing I really recommend new users to do is pay I think it was $6.99 to block ads from popping up on your screen for life. You pay it once and forget about it. And I think that if you like the game at all, you're going to want to avoid that distraction. I'm not exactly sure what those are. Let's now go to disc packs, and here's where you can lay down some cash and purchase some discs. Now you'll notice that a lot of these packs are just using a special type of currency that you can purchase first, and then you use that Heiserim, I think they called it, currency to purchase. With 600 of these coins, you can purchase packs. So what I would recommend is picking up one of these, yes, the Premium Starter Pack. Here, yeah, I know, $19.99, but you get a lot for that $19.99. It really sets you up well for the game. Now, the prices that you see on your screen could be a little bit different than what you're seeing here on my screen. Because I live in Canada, it's actually Canadian dollars that they're showing me. So if you're in the US, that might be showing up as more like $14.99 because of the difference in the dollar. And in Europe, you're probably going to be seeing euros. So that's going to really depend on where you're living as to what shows up there. But in Canada, about $20. But it gives you let's just tap on this. It gives you 3 great discs to get started. A nice putter, the Grace, and the 6 core. Let's just tap on here. You can actually test drive any of these if you want. And make sure it's a disc that you want to pick up. But let's see what else is in this Premium Starter Pack. Let's go on to let's see if I pronounce that right. Heiserium, maybe, is the special coins. And so when you get this Premium Pack for about $20, you're going to get 1,500 of these. And you'll be able to use those to purchase other packs. And there's one more thing here, a mystery box. Now, when I got this the other night, when I started this new account, this is what kind of caused my game to freeze up. And there was some kind of a bug when I tapped on the box, the gift box, and I had to actually reset my phone. But when I came back, I had all of these coins, over 270,000 coins. So that's the little treat that they gave you for having a bug. By the time you watch this video, that might not be the case, and you won't end up getting those coins like I did. But you might get something really great in the mystery box. So there you go. So I really recommend getting that because, like I say, you get 1,500 of these Hyzerium coins, and then you can go back. I would recommend, if you want to follow along on the Jumpstart training that I'm going to be posting all of the courses with, at least the first maybe 10 courses will probably use these lucid discs a lot. So if you want to follow along with the same discs that I'm using as I demonstrate how to 3-star all of these courses, it'd be good if you had the same discs. So I'd recommend getting that. That'll take up 600 of your coins, and then I'd hold off on getting this starter pack unless you really want some coins to maybe purchase some slots in your bag. But there's another way to do that. We'll show you that. And it's not showing up here now because I guess I'm actually using a different account to show you this. But after you purchase the premium starter pack, there's going to be another card that shows up here that's called a tournament pack. And that's going to give you an extra disc slot plus 3 discs that will be very useful if you're following along with my training videos, because I'll be using those a lot in the first 10 courses as well. And it gives you a recoil 12-speed skipper disc and an Explorer 7-speed, which is very helpful. The putter that they provide in that pack is probably not as good as the bullseye you're getting in this one, but you do get the 3 discs, plus you get the extra slot in your bag, and you get a special frame to hold your icon in. We'll show you that in a minute. And so it's well worth spending your, I think it again is 600 of your Hyzerium. And so that's a good one to pick up, and you'll still have some Hyzerium left over for when we might need to get something more down the road. There are some other disc packs that you can take a look at and maybe spend some Hyzerium on. But for following along on the disc demonstrations that I do, pick up the Lucid and then the Tournament pack, and you will have the discs that I'm going to use to show you the first 10 courses or so. And let's see what else. There's team packs as well that you can pick up a couple of discs for around $10 Canadian, and these are actually a portion of this purchase actually goes to support these pro disc golf players. Then there's the daily deals. You can use the actual coins that you acquire while you're playing. Every time you finish up, you'll get a few coins, and they'll build up over time, and you'll be able to use those coins to actually purchase discs. Now, when you first start out, some of these will be locked. You won't be able to access all of the better discs, but those will be unlocked the further you progress in the game. Deals of the week, you can use your Hyzerium to purchase specific discs that you might like, or you might have a disc that has a really nice stamp on it that you really want, and you can spend your 500 Hyzerium on that. And then there's the currency. Here's where you can actually purchase Hyzerium, and that's where you'll use the real money. And when you go to purchase, it'll just hook up to either your Google account or your Apple account, and it'll just come off that. All right, let's maybe just head back to our main screen, and anytime you want to, there's a little home button up on the right top corner, and just tap that, and that will take you back. And we were going through these. Yes, the single Challenge the Valley. So until you get the disc rewards for some of these first 4 courses, you're not going to be able to do very well on some of the more advanced courses. So it's good to get your 3 stars on each of these first 4 courses, acquire the discs rewards, and then you're better able to play for some of these other locked courses. However, if you want to try them out and see what they're like, you can at any time go to the practice mode, hit the round, and here you have access to all of the courses if you want to try them out, see what they're like, even before you have unlocked them. So here we are able to play this one. And because we have purchased some discs, we probably could go ahead and play this even though they're not unlocked. But if you don't have the purchased discs, you're going to find it difficult to play some of these with just the first disc that you start out with. All right, let's retire. At any time you want to get out of a game, you just hit the little hamburger menu there, hit retire, and you're back. Let's see what else we've got here. There's a daily challenge. Each day the game comes with a daily challenge, and they pick 3 holes from 3 different courses. And as you're just starting out, they make it quite easy to get a good score. I think they only let you play games or courses that are already unlocked for you. And so you'll find this a way to gain points, gain coins, and advance in the game as well. So especially as you're first starting out, it's good to do the daily challenge. It helps you learn the courses, learn the plays. All right, then as you get more advanced, you can go online and play against other players with a multiplayer game, pro tours, play with friends, and at any time you want, you can practice rounds like I just showed you. You can target practice, practice your putting, get better at putting. So, and then there's the tutorial that you probably already took if you've already played the game a little bit. All right, well, I think that's a good orientation to the game and the interface. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions, if you're just getting started. Ask any specific question you have about the game, and we'll try and answer it. But before we run off, why don't we just go ahead and play the first Challenge the Valley, Sunshine Glade. All right, you'll notice that they show you some discs. These are recommended discs. The game is recommending these 2 discs out of all of the discs in your bag. That would be the best that they think would be the best for you to use as you make this drive. But you're not stuck with choosing only these 2. If you want to see more possibilities, just slide your finger across there and you'll be able to see all of the other options in your bag, or you can go to your actual bag here, tap on it, see all of the discs at once, and just tap on the one that you want to use for your drive. But the ones that they have selected here, both of these will work. Let's try the 5. Now this lucid disc, it's not going to be a straight-on disc. Like normally the 5-speed that I use, I would pretty much aim right at the basket and it would just go straight. But I'm pretty sure that this one here is going to turn a bit. So I'm going to slide my pointer over a bit. And for 5 speeds, generally speaking, a general rule of thumb is at 60 meters, you want to bring it down to about the second bar, and that will give you a chance that it'll go into the basket. So let's give it a try. And not quite. That's quite the little bump that they gave us there. That disc must have a little bit of a jump to it. So that gives us 23 meters to come back. Let's try our bullseye putter. Now, because this is a new disc that I'm not familiar with, I don't know. But generally speaking, with the putters that I'm used to, I'll just center up my arrow right into the middle of the basket and hope that it goes straight in. This bullseye, I'm not sure. I've never used it before. I don't know if it's going to go in. For a distance between 20 and 30 meters, you can usually just bring it down to that first bar and watch how it moves around like that. Try and get it so it's right in the center if it's moving around, and then let it go. Well, okay, we found out that the bullseye has a little bit more power over 20 meters. And so let's try that down, not bringing it down quite as much, and see how that goes. right, live and learn. Now, because we're trying for our 3 stars here, rather than continue on, stop this game, hit restart, and try and make sure that we get a birdie on every hole so that we can get our 3 stars. So let's try this again, and I can't remember now. Did it go over last time? No, not quite enough. This time 16 meters. Hopefully it won't rise up too much. And that gives us our birdie. And that's what we want for our 3-star run. Well, let's try our Explorer here. And if you got that tournament pack, like we recommended, you probably should have this as well. And this should bring us up pretty close to the basket. And this time, since we're only 5 meters away from the basket, rather than use a backhand and pull it back with the guides, we're just going to use the suggested putt mode. And that's a little bit different. Tap on your disc there, and what you want to do is pull back on it and then just move your finger forward and throw it in, toss it in, finger it in to the basket. And I usually do that approach, that method, if I'm anywhere between if it's only 2 meters or 3 meters, the game will just let you tap it, and you'll see that quite a bit. But anywhere between 3 meters and, say, 9 meters, I'll use that putt method. Otherwise, I'll go for the other. All right. Let's try the core this time, see what it's all about. And since we're gliding downhill quite a bit, we probably don't need to pull it back all the way. Let's just take it to the second bar. And you may be wondering, how did I get the black bars? Your bars might be white, and here I've got these beautiful black bars that really stand out. I'll show you how you get those here. And here we have a tap in. There you go. So you don't have to throw it or pet it. You just tap and it's in. It's a gimme kind of a deal. All right, so here's how you get those black bars. If you've been wondering, tap on the hamburger button over here. And over on the other left top corner, you'll see a wheel. Tap on that and tap on the reach back. And here you can choose what color you want. Either a slim white, a thick black, outline white. I chose the slim black, and then you can set the amount of transparency you want. I like the black. Sometimes some of the courses later are actually you're playing in the snow, and those white guides just don't stand. You can hardly see them. So I like the black. Save that. And now you too should have black guides. Next hole. Let's try our core again and maybe bring it down. Because I've never played with the core before, I really don't know where to put my pointer. But we'll maybe show you how you can learn how to get aces with almost any disc on some of these holes. But I would say the 6-speed, maybe bring it down to about there. And let's see what happens. You can see with a little bit of practice where you're adjusting your aim and how far you pull it back that you can learn how to get a ace on some of these little short holes. So 7 meters, let's just do a putt again. Pull it back and toss it in. Okay, this first course is only 5 holes, so we just got 1 left. All the rest in the game will be 9 holes. And let's check out this 11, I guess it's a 12 speed. Huh? And I think it has a little skip attribute as well. And so it's going to maybe skip into the... Well, we're set up good. And from here it's 47 meters. I don't know how the bullseye will do. Let's try the 5. And remember that it's going to turn a little bit. And 47 meters, let's pull it back to about there. Watch how that cameraman moves around. We call him the drunken cameraman, but it's actually just to insert a little variability into the game. You know yourself when you're out on the course, just twisting your wrist just a little bit different is going to cause the disc to fly a little differently. That's what this is adding to the game, is this variability. And so you kind of watch where you first pull it down and then how far it moves before you let go. It's going to really change how it flies. All right. In it goes, and that gives us what we need for our 3 stars. And give us an extra disc reward, I believe. Yep. And so our disc reward is a compass. However, I believe we have a 5-speed already that's just as good or better, so we'll probably won't put that in our bag. But that's how you get extra discs. Well, I believe that does it for this introductory video. I'm glad that you're taking a look at the game. I think that you will find it is the most fun that you can have on your phone while you're waiting for your wife at the store. So in our next video, we'll take a look at Blueberry Thicket and get our 3 stars on that. And in order to get a good jump start in the game, to really advance quickly, I would recommend you really going to the pro shop, getting that ultimate pack, get the same lucid pack that I did, and that way you'll be learning with the same discs that I have, so you can kind of get an eye of how I aim them, so that you can get very similar results with the discs that you're starting with. All right, well, that does it for this video, and hope that you have picked up a few tips, and we'll see you down the road.